All right, guys, we're doing a nighttime Q&A. Can't see me. Taking the crazy dog for a walk. It's beautiful out. Temperatures dropped like 25 degrees since earlier this afternoon. We're gonna crush some Q&A, guys, so I'm gonna let a couple people in. Now I'm gonna start getting after it. I wanna see questions from hungry strength coaches and hungry lifters, hungry meatheads. And if this is your first time here, Zach Evanesh, you guys can go to zachstrength.com. And this week the doors are open for the online Underground Strength Coach course. Go to undergroundstrengthcert.com. Let's get some questions, guys. I actually trained today on my lunch break, and my buddy who I work with was like, man, Zach is in a great mood this year. I go, you want to know why? Because I get to take a break and hit the lift. All is going well. Who do we got here? Can't read good. PSS, Coach Duran, what's happening? So, a couple days a week, I go to Apollon Gym in Edison. Guys, I used to train at that gym 30 years ago. Not that I didn't train there later, but I started training there at age 14. And some of the same equipment, a lot of the same equipment is still there. Blows my mind. I'm like, man, some of this stuff is just still going strong. Of course, I don't use a lot of those machines, but even the benches are still there. There's a lot of Body Masters, Icarian, so hammer strength. Some of these machines do not break, and it's just impressive, man. It's like, holy crap. And once in a blue moon, I see somebody that used to train there when I was a kid. So started training there at age 14. I'm closing in on age 44. And pretty cool, man, that I'm still fired up to train. So let's get some questions, guys. I want to see some questions, anything you guys have on training, life, business, drop them below. Let's get the conversation going, and I want to hear about it. I want to hear about your training, and also make sure that you guys have checked out the latest post where I spoke about the incorrect method of box squatting. Of course, I broke it down in 1 minute, but I'm seeing it so much, it's really just breaking my heart, because I'm seeing it with coaches who are training young athletes, and it's kind of twofold. Number one, I see incorrect box squat technique. Number two, I'm seeing kids get a bar placed on their back when they are not ready. They are not physically prepared to have a bar on their back. They don't need a bar on their back. Those kids could be doing plenty of bodyweight exercises, squats with a medicine ball, a light sandbag, a light dumbbell, kettlebells, things of that nature. So trying to get my message out there, and I got to tell you, it's freaking hard. It is hard. You want to get your message out there, but I think people do not read, hear, or see the message. For example, somebody today contacted me, and they asked me questions that I assume that people have a slight grasp of. So they were asking me, do we do speed training? Do we do strength training? How long does each session last? And I'm asking myself, how did they get the number to the gym without seeing all of that information that's right in front of your face? You could see the videos on our website of what we do. And man, just kind of scary how people are consuming information like it's not registering. Oh, my friend Mr. Coach Ortiz took this to heart recently. You're having an impact. What did you take to heart recently, my man? Mr. Coach Ortiz came to my certification probably 5 years ago, something like that, out in San Diego, California. What a great guy. Invited me out over to dinner with his family. I'll never forget it. Never forget the great guy. Rich, what's happening, my friend? They're not putting in the work up front like you teach us. Yeah, and then in my heart, I'm like, man, do I sound like a jerk telling these people, please read the website first. Read the website thoroughly from top to bottom. And then from there, we're going to have a phone call. I'm going to interview mom or dad to see if this is the right time to come in. And sometimes, the mom and dad, they don't really, if they were not competitive athletes at a high level, then they're a bit confused as to, is your son a hard worker? Are you supportive? Is there going to be food in the house? Is he going to struggle waking up in the morning? Are you going to push him when he's second guessing himself? Or are you going to say, stay home, it's okay? I want to know those things. Not having all the kids squat and deadlift. If you guys go to zachevanesh.com, I think my latest article is why you should not squat, bench, or deadlift. And this is going to be something that could be applied to certainly, of course, the youth and middle school level, high school level, no doubt about it. But even at the college level, I share the story frequently about my first few weeks going to Lehigh. This was my first Division I university coaching position. I thought for sure this is going to be power clean, deadlift. I thought we were going to be doing all that. I made a mistake, and I went right to one-arm kettlebell carries, like what you see in the underground strength warm-up. A lot of calisthenics, a lot of kettlebell work, a lot of carries, a lot of band work. And we took a few weeks before we even began to do a trap bar deadlift. So I love those guys, miss those guys, still stay in touch with a handful of those guys. But the first week was, if you guys go through my certification, undergroundstrengthcert.com, plug it. It's, you'll see the warm-up. You'll see coaches and athletes going through the warm-up. You'll see them going through an introductory workout. You'll see the selection of exercises that we use for beginner, intermediate, and advanced lifters. And then program design up the wazoo with myself and Matt Wenning. Program design, how to use progressions and regressions, which to me is huge. You guys have to crush that. If you are a coach, you have to be so dialed in on that. Even sometimes my own coaches, I have to get them to, you need self-discipline as a coach, because it's hard to, it's easier for everybody to do the same stuff. It's hard to say, look, I got two guys that could front squat with a barbell. They're going to do it. Everybody else, dumbbell goblet squat, double kettlebell squat. You have to coach up the barbell lifts. You can't be lazy on it. But if you want to get your athletes better, you're going to be exhausted when you coach. You got to put your heart and soul into it. All right. Rich saying Matt Wenning gave you huge props today. He spoke what sounded like a program y'all will be doing. Is that true? If so, when will that be out? Rich, that program is part of the online Underground Strength Coach Cert. So it's a 3.5 hour video from the seminar him and I did a year ago. We actually did it the first or second weekend of September. And sorry for the wind, friends. I am walking the dog. And we did so much in-depth program design. So that's part of my online Underground Strength Coach course, undergroundstrengthcert.com. Get into it, baby. Mr. Coach Ortiz, not until many boxes have been checked, and even then using other options. Yeah, you're right, bro. You can literally create a checklist of what weight you want to use. You basically have standards. Here's what it takes before you put a bar on your back. So you might have a minimum age requirement. You may have a certain rep with a certain weight that needs to get done with a dumbbell goblet squat like my buddy Jim Wendler does. You might need for upper body 40 push-ups with a 40-pound vest before they could touch a barbell. So you can create these standards, and you could hold the standard very high. If you start dropping these standards, making it too easy, nobody's going to fight for it. Nobody's going to fight for it. You know what? Some people might quit before they reach those standards. Do I need to recertify? No, you do not. Once you're certified, you're in. If I had a better management system, I would probably want people to go through some sort of continuing education stuff every 2 years. I mean, bare minimum, you should be inside the Underground Strength Academy, undergroundstrengthcoach.com. But I just don't have the manpower to do that. Remember, guys, I'm like Rambo, one-man army. Make sure there's no dogs coming around the corner. Okay, what other questions do we have here, guys? Getting windy out here. I guess, you know, I live here in New Jersey. I'm near the beach, and it's interesting how, like, the wind changes near the water. And of course, when there's hurricanes south of us, we kind of get the tail end of things, and we get, you know, unique weather, to say the least. Roughneck, Forge, and Leather. That's a great name. It's a little bit long. A little bit long, but I'll take it. So guys, what I did today, when I went to Apollon Gym, I warmed up with 3 rounds of 3 exercises. Lat pull downs, tricep push downs, and face pulls. My third set, I didn't do lat pull downs. I did seated cable rows, but basically did a lat exercise. Then went and did dumbbell farmer walks, and almost after every set, I did face pulls with a rope cable attachment. So probably already by then had done like 7 or 8 sets from the warm up to the farmer walks. Then I did dead stop 1-arm dumbbell rows, worked up to the 120s, coupled that with push-ups, put my hands on dumbbells to keep my palms and elbows neutral. Then did 4 sets of chins and dips, different grip on each set of chins. From there, more tricep push downs. I think I got in more face pulls. I also did hanging leg raises, and I'm trying to think what else I got in there. I was getting a lot of work done. My warm-up also, I got in some banded TKEs. There's some powerlifters at this gym, and you got to bring, I forgot, like, I have all this stuff in my gym, bands and chains and all these specialty clamps and specialty bars, but these guys have to bring their own stuff. They have to bring their own bands and special collars. And the kids that train at the Underground, both my Manasquan and Scotch Plains location, it's like, I don't think they understand how hooked up they are. I invest in them all the time. The next thing I'll be investing in for Manasquan is the 80-pound Donnie Thompson roller that you can pick up from Rogue. So I have one at home that I use on my kids. I roll out my daughter, I always roll out her back, her posterior, legs, all that, hammies. My son, everything, calves, hamstrings, feet. He loves getting his feet rolled out because baseball player, so his feet are in cleats a lot. Cleats are pretty rigid, pretty stiff on the feet and the ankles, so open up his feet and ankles, he loves it. Are teen boys getting softer and more bitchy on the East Coast too, or is it just a SoCal thing? You know, what's happening is they are experiencing less hardship. They don't have anything to struggle with. There's no struggle. And so what happens is they have a different normal than somebody else did. For example, my son walked home from school today. Guys, it's got to be like 3 blocks away. In first grade, I was walking to school. Dylan, what's up, big dog? In first grade, guys, I'm 6 years old walking over a mile to school and back. Check this story out. I remember in my backyard, we found a rock that had fossils in it. And who knows, maybe the guy that lived there before kind of made it, but it was a rock and it had fossils. It had like seashells you could see and things of that nature. And it was pretty heavy. I put it in my book bag and walked to school over a mile. So the weight of that thing, I'm thinking, was like 25 pounds. And I'm a 6-year-old kid. Hey, coach, what's happening? I'm a 6-year-old kid carrying that book bag. And I mean, I wish I would have taken things that were in my backyard and trained with them back when I was in high school. But I didn't know. I had all these stones in my backyard. So if you guys have ever seen some of my early kettlebell videos, ancient training, well, not ancient training methods, but these videos are inside the Underground Strength Academy. So at undergroundstrengthcoach.com. And I should have been chopping wood. Oh, hey, buddy. I'll see you in a few minutes. Yeah, buddy. I'll talk to you when I get inside. All right, big guy. It's my big guy, buddy guy that I love. So I should have been lifting stones, sprinting, but instead I conformed. Long distance training, machines and light weights, bodybuilding training, completely incorrect training. Yet I had everything in my backyard. And I was listening to a podcast today with my friend Donnie Thompson. And it was on the Ardell podcast. Scott Ardell, a great guy. He's interviewed me. Scott said, what's one takeaway you want everybody to get? And Donnie said something like, complex problems tend to require simple solutions. And he said, but you need to search for those solutions. You need to do work to find the answers. And I find that that's what all my injuries and anything that bothers me, I get better answers and become a better coach because of all the research I do. Yesterday, I listened to 3 podcasts. Today, I listened to 1 on the way to work, 1 on the way back. Guys, I'm doing a minimum of 2 hours of learning and studying, and then in the morning, I get some reading in. And I got a pretty damn busy schedule, and I don't think it's anything abnormal to do all that studying. So I tell people, the online Underground Strength Coach course is 10.5 hours of videos. So all you got to do is watch 1 hour of video footage a day, take notes, and in 2 weeks you're going to pass the online exam, and then you get inside our Facebook group, and now you're ready to attend a live certification. Thanks, Nana. So that's very normal to do an hour of video watching a day, studying. If you want to be, forget a great strength coach, if you want to be good, you need to be studying and learning. If you're, bye Nana, thanks. Hey Dad, see you later. See you tomorrow. Thank you. So study. There's nothing like out of the ordinary when it comes to that. And I want to be a great coach. And the more I learn, the more I realize I got a lot more to learn. So I'm going to go inside. Actually, I got to do more food shopping. I'm going to come home. My kids and I are going to roll each other out with the Donnie Thompson body tempering roller. Maybe watch a little TV with my fam and chill out. So hope everybody has a great night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. undergroundstrengthcert.com. Rich, thanks, my friend. Talk to you guys soon.